A happy marriage.
Yes.
Didn't see any problems with it.
No.
And you played the lottery every week?
Every day.
Every day?
Well, I purchased tickets every day.
But one or the other of you bought tickets?
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you won $25 million.
Yes.
Thought everything was
great.
There must have been some signs of trouble, though. There was one signature on the winning ticket when you turned it in, hers. You bought a new condo with one name listed as the owner, hers, and you put the money in an account. One name was on the account, hers.
Correct.
Didn't you smell some problems when she did all that?
At the beginning, yes. I was a little leery because her son insisted only one name winning.
Although this was the son that she had.
He said didn't make a difference for marriage. And then it was the packet back. There was a checking account in her name, and I wasn't even listed. I asked her what about it, and she said nothing.
So it was slowly beginning to dawn on you, or you still thought things were okay?
Correct.
All right. How long after you won the ticket did she disappear?
She disappeared May 28th, 2026.
26. And when did you win? What day did you win?
We won February 12th.
Oh, so it was a couple of months.
Yeah.
All right. I'm curious, Mr. Kommor, is New York a joint property state?
Yes, it is.
It is.
New York State has something called equitable distribution law, which essentially means that anything that spouses acquire after the marriage, typically they divide them with some exceptions.
So in a marriage, a married couple, what's his is hers and what's hers is his?
Well, what they acquire together during the marriage is theirs, and then they will split it in the event.
Well, I see the key phrase in there, what they acquire together.
Correct.
So it's a question of who bought the ticket?
No, absolutely not. We've done the research in this area. It makes absolutely no difference who purchased the ticket. What it basically comes down to is what property for marriage, despite their efforts in acquiring that property.
So your son, it turns out, Ken Jr., is a private investigator?
Correct.
So he calls you up and says, my wife has disappeared.
Yeah.
And you went looking?
Well, after a while, I went looking.
Actually, you told him first you thought she might be at this new condo.
Exactly. And he went over there and found that the locks had been changed. So then it really dawned on him that there's something rotten in here.
That was the big clue, right? So then he called you up and said, can you find her?
Well, first he said, can you find me an attorney? Which I got him a real good attorney. And then it turned out there was some difficulty in serving process, and we did some work to locate her.
And you did find her?
Yes.
And what did she say?
Well, I didn't serve her myself, so I don't know what she said, but...
Well, what has she said?
At this point, nothing, except you don't get any of your money.
Now, she's put out a statement, or I guess your lawyer put out a statement that we have here. Connie Parker is clearly the aggrieved party. It was Mr. Parker who departed the marital home and filed for a divorce.
That's not correct.
Not true.
No. She left me on May 26th. I haven't seen her since except, one court appearance.
And then she also says in this statement, or the lawyer says, Mr. Parker omits mention of a prenuptial agreement that establishes that she is solely entitled to the lottery winnings. I can't believe in a prenuptial agreement you talk about lottery winnings.
Yes, well, that's my lawyer.
Well, what is the phrase in there?
Clearly not. The prenuptial agreement just protects the property that the parties had prior to the marriage. It doesn't protect property which they may acquire after the marriage, and certainly doesn't acquire property where the parties acquired under such fortuitous circumstances as the Parkers did here.
So how much are you asking for?
I'm asking for half of it. Half the win.
Do you think Pop deserves it?
Yes, I do. I read the case law that the Kommor's provided, and it's pretty explicit.
And the case law says?
Pretty much that Mr. Parker gets half, although I don't know if we're necessarily, if we're going to just look for half at this point, in light of the circumstances.
Any love left?
No. First I was very disappointed, now I'm bitter. Well, I feel betrayed now.
As I say, it's a story that I suspect people have joked about, but very serious to you. Yes. All right, well, I appreciate you being with us, and we'll be interested to hear how this comes out. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, good to have you here. We take a break. When we come back, Sex and the City's Kim Cattrall with us. Stay tuned.